Welcome back to the other big story today, which has been the high political drama in Tamil Nadu. And perhaps now we will finally see an end game to that. The Supreme Court verdict in the disproportionate assets case against Sasikala will be out at 10:30 tomorrow morning. We have Mr. N. Ram also joining us for this segment. Soli Sorabji, India's former Attorney General, will be joining us as well very shortly. Shekhar, to you first. We already know that these are two separate judgments that are going to come tomorrow. What exactly does that mean, if you could explain to our viewers?
Well, frankly, I don't think I am a legal expert.
But based on your experience,
both the judges can say the same thing. But usually when they give different judgments, you would make a presumption that they have different views, or there is some difference in their views, or maybe there is a difference in reasoning but arriving at the same conclusion. So I think to jump to any conclusions will not be fair. But I think it's a good thing that the order is coming tomorrow, because if the order had got delayed further, then this uncertainty in Tamil Nadu, which I think is constitutionally unfair, would have been very bad.
I think we have Mr. Sorabji on the line with us as well. Mr. Sorabji, if you could tell us what the two separate judgments could possibly mean. From our understanding, it could mean that both the judges have arrived at the same conclusion but have different reasons for it, or that it may be a split verdict where they don't agree at all. What happens in that case, sir? What happens if it is a split verdict? What's the path ahead? I don't think Mr. Sorabji can hear me, but I'll just go to Mr. N. Ram till then. Mr. Ram, finally we are seeing perhaps, we hope, some sort of closure on this story. Now, whichever way this verdict goes, even if she is actually exonerated tomorrow, is it still going to be a rocky road for Sasikala? Because we're now again hearing of more MLAs and other senior leaders defecting to Mr. Paneerselvam's side. They're kind of chipping away at her support slowly. Do you believe the road ahead is still going to be tricky for her?
Yes, definitely, Nidhi. If the verdict goes against her, she'll be knocked out. But even otherwise, there'll be a tricky road, because first, a confidence test, a floor test, the MLAs will be under tremendous pressure from below, because it's very clear, not just in urban areas, but rural areas as well. There's very strong antipathy to Sasikala's attempted takeover. And, popular opinion seems to favor very strongly Paneerselvam. So it's going to be very, very difficult. And the MLAs are not free agents, remember, but they've been confined. How many of them will cross over? Do not know, but it's quite concerning. All
right, I apologize for those technical difficulties, but what Mr. Ram was saying is that he's believed, and he said this consistently over the last few days, that he didn't believe that the MLAs were actually free agents. But Mr. Rao, let me ask you, today, we heard that the Attorney General also gave his opinion to the Tamil Nadu governor on the political crisis in the state, and actually said that there should be a special session within a week, that a floor test should be conducted. He cited a previous Supreme Court judgment for that, and that if the Supreme Court judgment comes in the meantime, it will benefit the decision making. Isn't that something that should actually have been done by the governor on day one, or when this crisis broke out?
No, Nidhi, what the governor should have done is certainly something for the governor. He is in a better position to decide based on all the information at his command. But whatever statements, whatever comments I've heard in the media of different experts, they all seem to favor the position that the governor has taken so far. Today's Indian Express reports former Supreme Court Judge Justice P.B. Sawant, who delivered the famous Bombay judgment, which continues to be the guiding principle for all such floor tests till now. I think he has said what the governor has done is the right thing. He said, but he should decide about the issue in a few days' time and not postpone it indefinitely. So everyone, even Soli Sorabji, has favored the position taken by the governor. Rather, the governor may have followed the position that was articulated by Mr. Soli Sorabji. So I don't think that, in fact, there is wide appreciation for the manner in which the governor has conducted himself. And now that the top legal officer of the government of India also has proffered advice on the request of the governor, let's see how the governor responds. I have no idea how the governor would really act tomorrow, day after, or whenever. And certainly the judgment being delivered tomorrow will be an important input for the larger, for the final decision that he arrives at, because it is directly going, it is impinging on the subsequent actions that Mr. Sasikala might want to
judgment
take.
is tomorrow. I mean, what if the judgment had been after a month? I mean, would we have had this political uncertainty for a month? Shekhar Gupta, the point is that is the centre innocent in all of the things that have happened in Tamil Nadu over the last 10 days?
Certainly not. And while I don't want to, I cannot dispute the interpretation that public opinion is with Paneerselvam, because I am not there, and people like N. Ram know much better. But the fact is that the centre has let it be very clearly known whose side they are leaning on for their own reasons, which we don't understand. I do not believe that governor has the option, or governor has any business to say, I will wait for the court decision. Suppose the decision was 3 weeks later. The most governor could ask for is an immediate floor test, that before I swear in someone else or before I confirm so and so, let's have a floor test. But for the governor, first of all,
which is what the Attorney General has said today.
First of all, not to be around for a couple of days and, cutting ribbons in Bombay, then arriving at a convenient time on a Thursday afternoon. He's just let this drag, and there is no way this would happen without the centers wanting this to happen. It's an unfortunate thing, because an action taken, an unconstitutional action taken, even with good intentions, will set a bad precedent. And the same party will not be in power at the center for all times to come. BJP supporters may not want to hear it, but governments change. And similar misuse of governor's authority will then be carried out by other parties, or even the BJP later on. I'm very glad, in fact, that Mr. Soli Sorabji has changed his position from what it was a week ago, because even he's now saying that it's unsustainable to delay it further.
But Mr. Ram, on what Shekhar Gupta is saying, I mean, he believes that the governor just dragged it on for way too long. I mean, a lot of people may not like Sasikala, but that, she had the right to be sworn in, or at least, at the very least, a floor test should have happened. Yes.
Well, a floor test should have happened only if she had been sworn in, because there was no question of a composite floor test at that point of time. But yes, you can criticize the governor of Chennai rather late. But then it was announced that the Supreme Court was going to deliver the judgment in a week. The Supreme Court itself said that. But it's very proximate to judgment when he was actually here, made that determination. This fact has to be taken into account, that he was, which is why I think Mr. Soli Sorabji, there's nothing wrong in waiting for the judge. P. Chidambaram also, a lawyer, said that it's not constitutionally settled. Maybe there's a small window for the governor to wait till this. So lawyers are divided on this, and my point is these MLAs are not free agents. MLAs with Sasikala been confined, they are in prison.
All right, Mr. Ram, I do apologize deeply for the audio problems we're having with your Skype connection. We'll just try and fix that. Mr. Rajshekharan, who's an AIADMK supporter and lawyer, is with us as well. Mr. Rajshekharan, we're just hearing now about another MLA crossing over to Mr. Paneerselvam. One MLA and one more MP to join the OPS camp. Now, actually, he needs only about 9 or 10 more MLAs, I think, to cross that mark, to make things uncomfortable for Sasikala. Slowly, her support is chipping away.
See, this is totally a wrong perception by the media, which is reporting, not NDTV. See, in the Madras High Court today, the Advocate General had reported that they have got 119 MLAs, though the ADMK has got 125 MLAs, as today one MLA goes. But the fact remains, the ADMK, Madam Sasikala Nadarajan, requires only 119 MLAs to prove the majority and win the vote of confidence in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. She should be called immediately by the Governor of Tamil Nadu without any delay. But waiting for this judgment and creating unrest in the state is very unfortunate and uncalled for by a governor who is acting on the instructions of the central BJP government and the RSS movement, which is operating from the back. But unfortunately, again I want to reiterate that the governor's office is unnecessarily being dragged into political controversies which shouldn't have been done in any state in the country. But Tamil Nadu was one of the best states for good governance. But unnecessarily this has been created, manufactured, engineered, script written by the BJP government at center and the O. Pannirselvam camp.
But Mr. Rajshekharan, what do you have to say about the fact that more and more MLAs are choosing to defect to Sasikala's side? I mean, the fact is her support is waning.
Say OPS's side.
To OPS's side. Yeah.
Nidhi, you would have witnessed the press. No, Nidhi, you would have witnessed the press. Press conference being held continuously with the MLAs. Madam Sasikala is surrounded by all the 125 MLAs. Everybody is interacting with the media personals, and their press people are interacting with each and every MLA. They are all very happy. They are supporting the ADMK government, not a government which is going to be supported by DMK, or the BJP is going to create confusion. It is not that government which Madam Jayalalitha was voted for. The mandate is given till 2021, and all this media which is going gaga against Madam Sasikala is very sad, because you have not given her an opportunity. O. Pannirselvam was handpicked by Madam Sasikala. That is the history. He was an ordinary person in Periykulam, in a village, and he was handpicked. He was given an opportunity to serve, but he has proved to be a traitor for ADMK party. The ADMK party in majority, the people who are ex-MLAs, who are kept aside, who are thrown out from the ADMK party by
Mr.
Madam
Rajshekharan,
Dr.
just
Jayalalitha.
I want to go back to Mr. Ram on this point. Mr. Ram, what happens if it's a split verdict and this goes to a bigger bench, and then you actually have a final verdict that may take even up to a year to come? Now, in that case, what is the road ahead for the AIADMK and Sasikala?
Yeah, then I don't know if that will happen. That's pure speculation. But if that happens, then there must be a floor test.
No, Mr. N. Ram has personal problems with Sasikala. That's what I understand in the last 1 week. Mr. N. Ram should not impose his personal opinion on the public.
He's a journalist, Mr.
I think he has
Rajshekharan.
personal problems which I also understood later on.
These are live pictures of
He should not
Sasikala. I
impose his
think she's
personal
going to
opinion.
speak to the media
He should
again.
be fair. A senior editor like Mr. N. Ram should be fair.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Mr. Rajshekharan, that's not fair. He's a senior journalist. He's entitled to his view.
I understand, Mr. Ram. You are concerned about the state, but you are not concerned about the legal issues.
Okay, I'm just going to stop everybody. Let's just listen to what Sasikala is saying to reporters and supporters there. Let's just listen in. Do we have a translation?
எங்களுடைய எம்எல்ஏக்கள் தான் எல்லாம் சந்தோஷமா நல்லா இருக்காங்க. நானும் வந்து பார்த்து பேசிட்டு இருந்தேன். இதுதான் உங்கள்கிட்ட சொல்லணும்னு நினைச்சேன். வேற என்ன நீங்க சொல்லுங்க.
கூட்டம் நாளைக்கு கூடுறதா சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. இங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய எம்எல்ஏக்களா அந்த கூட்டத்தில் கலந்துக்குவாங்களா?
என்னன்னு பொறுத்து பாருங்களேன். இல்ல எல்லாரும் கேட்டுட்டாங்க. சரி, உங்களோட ஒரு நாள் நான் தங்கியிருக்கேன். நல்லா இருக்கு தம்பி, நல்லா இருக்கு. ஆமா, என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் எல்லாத்தையுமே நல்லதா தான் எடுத்துக்கிறாங்க. நான்
Supreme Court verdict tomorrow. It says, I look at everything positively.
எப்படிங்க பணிகளை தொடர முடியும்? கவர்னர் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்காரு? அவரை வந்து வேற எதுவும் தனியா ஒன்றும் செயல்பட முடியாது. அடுத்த ஆட்சி அமையும் வரை காவத்து முதலமைச்சராக தான் இருக்க முடியும். அதனால என்ன செய்யலாம்னா, என்ன சட்ட ஒழுங்கு நல்லா பார்த்துக்குங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். அதுக்கு மேல ஒன்றும் செய்ய முடியாது.
What can the governor do? He can only tell the caretaker chief minister to do good governance.
பாருங்களேன், அதான் சொல்றேன். இங்க பாருங்க, நான் தான் சொல்றேன் இல்லைங்க. என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழக ஆட்சி அமையும். எப்படியும் இந்த அரசாங்கத்தை நடத்துவோம் என்பதை சொல்லிக்கொண்டு நீங்க எல்லாம் ரொம்ப நேரம் நின்றுட்டு இருந்திருக்கீங்க.
Definitely the AA agency and AA agency government will be put in place. We will continue this government.